hearing how a lot of people are saying setting up your own power station, solar generator, or Jackery is too complicated. Well, hopefully this video will clear things up, because it really isn't. You can do this so simple, and just depending on your budget, you can get anywhere from $200 up to obviously thousands of dollars. But this setup is really budget and does everything I could ever need. You have greater needs, you just get a bigger battery. Really what it all comes down to. Let's keep things simple. This is a battery. It's a 12-volt battery, just like the battery in your car, except it's made with lithium and not lead acid. You've got a positive and a negative side. That's it. 12 volts, technically 12.8. That's it. You run everything through here, except with lithium, internally they're a little different. You don't need to be worried about it. They have a battery management system. Because lithium batteries get charged and discharged differently than regular batteries. But that's not important. The battery management system does itself. You don't have to worry about anything. This battery, 50 amp hour battery, that's 640 watts. In US dollars, this is 99 bucks. 100 bucks, and you have almost the power of a 1,000-watt Explorer, a Jackery Explorer. $200, you've got two of these, and now you have 1,280 watts for $200. But let's keep it simple. One battery will do most of what most people need. I don't talk about running a fridge. That's a separate issue. This is just a basic overview. Now, I happen to have two of these. We'll show you the other one. The first simple basic thing is you want to know how much power is in here. I went to Amazon, bought a little battery management system. Not battery monitor. And it's just two wires. Negative, positive. And it tells me how much charge. 100% charge is 13.3 volts. And there are different settings, but this just cycles through it. That's it. I mean, it just tells you how much power you have in the battery. Now this particular one has two features that are really handy. This is a USB-C port. It's PD45. So whatever device you use, it charges it up to 45 watts. You wouldn't be running anything heavy duty, no power hungry things, but this will charge phones. I've run my laptop off of it, and my laptop has its own internal battery. This will help keep it topped up. Right, nothing too. It's an on-off feature. Right, the button there. These are nothing complicated. And on this side, this is a DC port. It's a 5.5 millimeter port. A pretty standard port on a lot of objects. Even 120 volt objects. They're running on an AC adapter. That end has a little barrel connector that plugs into the device. Most of them are 12 volts. Means you can run it right off of this. So, that's the battery. Now this just tells you, so you know you have some feedback on how much the battery has. Not complicated. Two wires. Right? Now let's go up one more step. Same battery monitor on here, except the only thing I've added, 12 volt plugs. So now I can plug whatever I need into here that uses 12 volts, such as some inverters. I have a little 75 watt inverter I plug in here. I ran a heating pad that needed 50 watts, maximum. You got lots of power out of here. Again, one wire goes to positive, one wire goes to negative. I'm going to ignore this one because that's something extra I had to do. USB-C, DC, 12 volts. Hey, everyone knows USB-C connectors. They're on everything now. 12 volt connectors and a little screen showing you how much the battery is. Two wires. There's no fanciness here. I mean, maybe if you had to put wens on the wire, that's just crimpers that you could do on any electrical thing. Not complicated. Really simple. Now, let's add a little bit more fun to this. So this is just your basic battery, right? You need to recharge it. There I have a pair of 100-watt eco-worthy batteries. Solar panels, right? This is the basic plug that comes out of it. Does that look familiar to you? Look, plugged right into there. Now, if we are outside, the panels could be charging the battery. It doesn't get much simpler than that. Now, this is not the ideal to go directly from the panels to that. It can be done, not ideal. You're going to hear the term solar charge controller. Those help make the power that comes out of here nice for the battery. That's all they do. It's really all they do. They have a few extra functions, not important, but this is the basis of it. You don't need to get any more complicated. Did you notice that I have an extra one on here? Now, I'm not getting any power out of them, obviously, because it's not in the sun. That's it. Those are things you need. Now, if you need an inverter, inverters will have two wires coming out of it. One ground, one positive. Where do you think they go? It might use a 12-volt socket. You can plug it right into there. These are the most basic things. Inside, sure, they're all complicated. But all these days, these devices have plugs that are universal. And they even come with little adapters. Even in the back of that panel, there's a little pouch that has a bunch of adapters for different sizes of these. So even if it uses an oddball size, smaller or bigger, I can use it, just put another adapter on here and it plugs in too. This is as simple as you get. And you can get this whole setup. Let's see, the panels were on sale for me, so Canadian prices were like 130 bucks. This battery Canadian was 170. Right, and I had to do a little bit of wiring. I had one of these, and a pair of these, like maybe 20 bucks. So like maybe $300 total I got tied up into this. I can run nearly everything I have. And it's just, we're talking laptops, a couple of rechargeable batteries, rechargeable fan to keep airflow going through my vehicle to reduce moisture. I could do this like all day long. I don't have a 12-volt fridge yet. That's going to be later this year, hopefully before the season starts. But to keep things simple, that's just a phone and a simple battery, or even a small heated pad. This is all you really need. Nothing too fancy. Now, recharging these. So, obviously you got the solar charger. You can get adapters, and they will have the 12-volt plug that goes into your car. So you can go from here to your car. While it's running, it'll recharge the battery. Just don't leave it plugged in while the car is turned off, because it will drain your battery. But that's simple, unplug, done. Now there are other devices where you can manage that, and you can add more things to make it more automated, simpler, even faster charging. But that's where it gets more complicated. But you don't need to. As long as you have a way to refill this battery with power, either through solar, but solar you get, I think North America, under ideal conditions, in average areas, 4 to 5 hours of good sunlight, and that's with moving that around, right? To face the sun, always face the sun. Or you get a 12-volt or 120-volt charger. Let me grab that. Getting off Amazon. This is a simple charger. Plugs into the wall. 2 clips that go onto the 12-volt battery. You don't have to do anything else. You literally just plug it in. So when you have AC, fastest way to charge it up. Solar panel should always be considered as a supplementary or complementary charging system. And unless you're in a place like, say, Arizona, where you have sunlight the vast majority of the day, a vast majority of the year, hey, good solar panel setup would be great. But this is 640 watts. Unlikely you're going to use the whole thing. Still, at 100 watts of solar panel, under ideal conditions, That's 6 hours and 40 minutes to fill up. Oh, probably six, just a little less than 6.5. Pardon me, 6 hours and 20, I think. So that's as simple as it gets. Though. I mean, the charging is what's going to be more important. You can get as big as battery you want. You can go and get 280 amp hour batteries, and get 5 times the capacity. Lots of power, but if you don't have no way to get it back, then that's a problem. But you can always just plug it into your car, plug it into solar, and plug it into wall with a lithium charger. You're going to make sure that battery charger handles lithium charging. It is a little different inside. You don't need to know the difference. You just need to be aware that your charger knows it's charging a lithium battery. Again, Amazon, I think this was 25 or 30 bucks maybe off of Amazon, Canadian. So you can get these really simple, really easy, and get not expensive. Less than 300 bucks, and you got something that'll rival a Jackery and probably do, more. Now the good thing about this setup, the added bonus is not only is it cheaper, but I don't have my if you had a separate inverter, and again, the inverters have 2 wires. Guess where they go? Just 2 wires. 1, 2. That's it. Or maybe just plug right in. And then the other end will have your 120 volt plugs on it. So you either charge it through that, charge it through a sun, or charge it in the wall. Then the inverter, just so you can run your 120 volts. And to find out how much you need, again, every device tells you how much power it uses. And do I have a sample with me? Of course I do not right now. Totally prepared for this, really. This is totally the last drop of the hat moment I want to do this. The devices all on their power outlets, on their where they plug in, they will state how many volts and amps they use. And sometimes even watts. And the old mathematical thing, volts times amps equals watts. So, let's move you up here. 12.8 times 50, 640. 640 watts. If you have, let's say we'll go with my heating pad that runs to an adapter. It's under max, it uses 50 watts. Theoretically, I can last, 12 hours with that. I'm just rounding up, just do 600 watts. Because 50 watts goes into 600 12 times. It's really, really simple. There are incredibly complex setups, especially when you get into RVs and fully decked out camper vans. You get some crazy stuff that I don't even know about. But this is the basic, very basic. And it'll get you by on the vast majority of things. That's all I really want to say. You don't need to be worried or overthink it. It's really a simple 2-wire system and maybe a plug. That's it. Right? Is this really that complicated? Is there something I can help you make this easier to understand? Because I don't think this is horribly complicated. I've done a lot of reading, did a lot of research, and when I found out about the DIY batteries, I got a whole playlist of 36 videos. And it goes deeper, much deeper than what I've got into here. And it gets into more the inverter types, sine waves versus modified waves. Keep inverter concept simple. If you buy an inverter, get a pure sine wave inverter. I won't get into the details of what that is, but trust me, that's going to be the better style. They tend to cost more. Verify it's just pure sine wave. And don't get trying to figure out why that means or what that is, because then it just makes your life easier. Everything just said pure. Some devices work fine on modified, but pure sine wave is what you want ideally. And here we are. Say $300. And with a $300 Canadian, and you're in $300 US tops, you're in business. And that's really, really simple. Keep an eye on sales. Like these panels are normally 180 Canadian. I got on sale for, actually no, they're almost 200. Got on sale for 130. I'm going, that was a good deal, because I haven't seen foldable, portable panels, and we're close to $100 for 100 watts. So I grabbed them. That's it. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, by all means, ask me, message me. I'll help you out with it. just know what you need, add up all your devices. When they have a wattage rating, volts times amps equals watts, and you add them all up. And that's if those devices, volts times amps, the wattage they use is per hour. So if you're using a laptop that has a 65 watt charger, like a AC adapter, you're going to use maximum 65 watts per hour. Doesn't always run at full tilt, but that's just a maximum. Good to plan for maximum, and then you always have a little bit of extra left over. So, hope that helps. By all means, message me, follow me for more. I'll have more of these messages and videos up. As I learn, I like to try and share this stuff. And once the weather warms up, then we're not under freezing cold, ice, and snow and other stuff up here, I'll do some nice outside shots and go over pretty much everything I've got in my vehicle. I've done a lot of it in little bits and pieces, but I'll do a more comprehensive review once the weather's nice again. Thanks a lot for watching.